It's a year since the final public hearings of the Banking Royal Commission, but as Westpac's money laundering scandal shows, the problems aren't over. More than 2 million Australians have had their share of $1.5 billion returned as the Big Four pay down their Compo bill. And another $5 billion is expected to flow soon. But for some victims of bank misconduct, justice is even further away than ever. 𝐀𝐍𝐙 reports.
Victims of bank misconduct around the nation share strikingly similar stories.
I mean, I'm not in this for personal gain. I'm in here for justice for my family.
Marriages have broken up, kids have been taken out of schools.
Well, it's ripped 10 years out of my life and the toll has been enormous.
A year since the Hayne Royal Commission's hearings, the scale of the problems is clear, but the solutions aren't. More than 2 million people, including ANZ's boss, have received remediation payments, with the total set to be returned exceeding $6 billion.
You're the CEO of this bank, and you got 3 letters from yourself saying I took 3 amounts of money.
Yeah, one was $30, one was $27, and one was $80 or something.
But for customers in dispute with their bank, there's no change. John Rose made his fortune by inventing the stack hat, but says he unwittingly guaranteed a $23 million loan for his former business partner.
It's on my mind 24/7. This has never, ever, ever left me.
Dragged to the Supreme Court twice to pay up, he's beaten the bank both times.
And the reason that the judges said they lost is that they did the wrong thing.
He's still owed millions, although the bank has agreed to a meeting. NAB says it's a civil matter. Bill Mott is trying to get answers from NAB too. He claims he was missold unsuitable products and fleeced by interest linked to the manipulated bank bill swap rate. Forced into default 5 years ago, his $22 million farming empire was sold for $7 million.
Did the whole job on me with receivership and everything else, gutted our family, destroyed my marriage.
Since then, he's met 2 NAB CEOs, the chief risk officer and a raft of senior bank figures, and got nowhere. From his home, he's travelled more than 40,000 kilometres, much of it by car, visiting Brisbane, Sydney and Canberra twice each and making 11 trips to Melbourne. Despite a handshake deal agreeing to external mediation, the bank has dismissed Bill Mott's request to choose the mediator. All that's left is to go to court.
You're never going to get justice, even if we won in a court. They still don't have to pay you. You know, this is the way our system works.
NAB executives have even done stints listening to customer complaints as part of an attempt to change the bank's culture. In a statement, the bank said fairness was at the heart of its approach, offering options for mediators, including retired judges, and joining other banks in promising to act as a model litigant.
These cases have been going on for a long time. We continue to engage with Mr Rose and Mr Mott.
Naomi Halpern's experience helped propel the Royal Commission into being. She says victims were ignored.
So the people who brought this whole issue to, into the public awareness, and some of the people who most desperately need not only compensation but restitution, have been completely wiped off as though we don't exist.
One of hundreds financially ruined by a quartet of Melbourne-based advisors, Ms Halpern has spent a decade fighting.
Not much has changed. Nothing's changed.
A new financial complaints body, flooded with interest by consumers now aware of bank wrongdoing, is having some impact. AFCA will also run the Royal Commission's most notable win for victims, a compensation scheme of last resort. But that scheme only covers firms that have become insolvent. Most disputes are against our large and very profitable banks. The Royal Commission prevented future problems, but customers fighting old ones say it's changed nothing.
They're like an aircraft carrier. You can't turn them round. In 5 minutes anyway.
They've ruined my life anyway, so I might as well just spend the rest of it fighting them. So I'm never going to give up.
A lot of unfinished business.